What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? I love you guys. I'm back. Still in the Jeep, guys. Still in the Jeep. It's the frustration has reached a boiling point, but I endeavor to persevere. Um, and that's all I can do. Um, it's beyond maddening. It's beyond frustrating, but I have absolute faith that what is going to come from me will come. So again, I endeavor to persevere, but today's talk is going to be a little more dark, but with current events, current situations in the environment and everything, this needs to be talked about. Now, I talked about this event. Um, when was it? I was doing an interview with somebody, and oh, that's why it didn't work. Sorry, guys. Yikes. I almost killed the car. When I talked about what was coming in 5 years, now it's past 5 years now, so now we're 3 months away from 2026, which means 4 years. World War III is coming, ladies and gentlemen, um, and it's almost too late to stop it now. Um, and I wasn't going to talk about it. I was just, what are we going to do? And that's a defeatist attitude. That's not love. That's fear. That's anger. That's hate. That's a failure to believe in my brothers and sisters that they're incapable of, hi, hon, that they're incapable of love. And I don't see that in any of you, especially my followers. It's going to be a global war. I'll get to it in a minute, okay? Um, so it just needs to be talked about. And you're seeing it with the events like Charlie Kirk. You're seeing it with the forced vaccinations that had come out in 2020 that somehow mysteriously arrived just in the nick of time, but then killed, what, 20 million, 30 million people, mostly children with swollen hearts and swollen brains. Um, so we're seeing these things taking place, okay? And we cannot sweep this stuff under the rug anymore. These things were shown to me and given to me when I asked. So the war, it's going to take one of two scenarios is going to take place. All right. Both of them are going to start in the east, meaning like Japan, Korea area, out in the Philippines, somewhere out there. Okay. You're seeing tensions rise out there now. If you're watching the news, somebody keeps telling me, that there's going to be conflict out there, and there's very much true. Hello, DB and AZ. It has become extremely evil. Yes. And it's going to get worse, and you're going to continue to see it get worse. And there's only one way to fix it, and that is love. But anyways, this event is going to take place. One of two things is going to happen, and I'll tell you the first one, which I really believe is going to happen because we're seeing more and more of it, but I'm not counting out option number two. Option number one is there is going to be a massive natural disaster, a life-ending natural disaster. Okay, could be a tsunami, could be an earthquake, could be something, but it's going to threaten our natural resources to the point of where the world will begin to fight over them. Here in the United States, Russia, England, France, Germany, it will be a global war. We will be fighting over natural resources. Hey, Michael. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Michelle, Michael. All right, Michelle, there it is. I thought it was Michael. I'm sorry, hon. Um, so the world will be at war, and it will be fought over its natural resources. And in that process, we will destroy humanity. We will destroy the world. Every city is going to be leveled to the ground, dust. All right. And it's not going to be a nuclear war, so you don't have to worry about that. But this war will take 7 years, and it will decimate the world. All right. Decimate it. Hey, hon, welcome. Um, Art. All right. So that's option number one. But option number two is going to be, it's going to be the same effect. All right. Except it's going to be different. It's going to start in the east. Another country is going to attack another country. Okay. And this is going to lead to all out war. Again, will be a non-nuclear war. But it will, again, just like the natural disaster, it will decimate the world. All 132 or 38 countries will be involved in this war. Everything, honey. The world will be decimated. The whole world will be at war. Okay. And again, every city will be decimated, laid waste. All right. When you think about what happened in World War II, when the Americans went to bomb Germany, they sent up 1,500 B-17s just to destroy one factory and hope that one bomb would land. Now we have laser guided munitions. That means a 2,000-pound bomb can come through your front door keyhole and it will kill everybody in sight. So you understand the lethality that is going to be unleashed in 4 years. Okay. In 3 months, it's going to be 2026. We have 4 years. It's almost too late to stop this. Okay. And that's what's going to happen. You're seeing it in our government. You're seeing the way the government is attacking people, attacking us, attacking other people, other governments as well. And you're seeing the devastation with natural disasters taking place right now. It is all culminating, ladies and gentlemen. And when this reaches its culmination after the war, which will last 7 years, all right, every city laid waste. What does that mean to our natural resources, food and or inhabitable drinking water? It's going to be non-existent, very sparse and very few. And in the next 30 to 40 years after the war, okay, you're going to watch 7 to 7.5 billion people die of starvation and thirst. Men, women, children, infants, everybody will be dead, leaving the world with roughly 800 million to 1 billion people left on it, out of 8 billion people, because we can't love one another. It's coming. All right. And it's beyond past the point, guys. Will they start help? Hold on, Kathleen. Will they start help with Epstein files? Why do you say 7 years? Because that's how long the war is going to last. 7 years. I lived through the 80s too, brother. I was a teen. What about the big meeting with military brass over Maryland? I think that has something to do with it. All they're doing is, okay, what do the elite always do? Okay, you're always as strong as your weakest link. So when this starts, what happens? They're going to save their ass, right? Because they're going to be part of the war. They're going to get it going and do all this. They're going to go hide in their bunkers while all of this takes place and possibly survive. If not, because that's how long the war is going to last, 7 years. Just like World War II. World War II lasted 7 years, from 1937 until 45. Or 39. Was it 37, 38? Something like that. It was, World War II lasted 7 years. So it's going to be the same length, but complete and utter devastation of the planet and basically us, right? So what do you mean, why 7 years? The war is going to last 7 years, so it's going to be a culling. Yep. All of us, or most of this world, will die. And it doesn't matter who you are, men, women, or children. When there's nothing to eat and there's nothing to drink, you are going to die. I don't care how much food you got stacked up. You don't have enough for 30 years. Sorry. You may last months, maybe 6 months. But when you drink that last bottle of water, you've got 3 to 4 days before you die. Okay? And that's just the way it goes. And whatever's left is going to be out there contaminated. I mean, do you want to go to the Chicago River and put your hand in it and drink it? Lake Michigan? I sure as hell won't, because you'll be dead real quick. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, guys, and it's coming. Well, That's basically where it's going to be, because there's going to be no houses, and whatever's left is going to be decimated beyond comparison. But the good news is, after that 30, 40 years, now we don't have to go into this war, guys. That's right. Tribes will form. It will be the wall of dead. What's going to take place is what you know it and understand it in the Bible is the coming of the new age, the golden age of earth, where there will finally be peace. And why will there finally be peace? Because the old is now dead. We're all gone. Those that have survived the war, meaning those that were born just before the war started, which means they didn't get indoctrinated into our educational system. They didn't get indoctrinated into our culture as, say, Americans or whatever, wherever you're from. And two, they didn't grow up with any form of organized religion to keep them small. So those that survived are going to be high vibrational beings, extremely high vibrational beings. And they will usher in an egalitarian society. So tribes will form, kind of like when you see those tribes in the Amazon, right? That's the way it's going to be. There will be no more cities ever. Cities are bad. All right. So when they set up these small encampments at first, or villages or communities, kind of like in the 1600s, 1700s, these small things, right? Where they're going to have a village elders and stuff like that. All right. But we're going to have one major advantage, and I don't like talking politics, and it's going to be brief. When our president came into power again, right, Trump, the first thing he signed into law was advanced funding for AI, right? That's all I'm going to say on this. So right now, development in AI is taking place on a massive scale. So when this war is over, and those that have survived after those 40 years, they are going to be left with our technology, and they are going to use it with ruthless efficiency. Ruthless efficiency. Okay? They will be an egalitarian society, means men and women will stand shoulder to shoulder. There is no difference. There is no difference. You are my equal, and I am your equal. And that is how the communities, and that is how we will survive. And those little communities will spread out throughout the world. And as you know, when a forest fire rages, what happens? It begins to grow again, right? The earth will come into what you know it as the 5D earth, the new vibration that I've already transitioned into in my awakening in 2023. Okay. Now, these beings, they're going to be a higher vibrational than me. Okay. They're going to be up there, and they're going to use this technology. There's going to be two power sources that they're going to use. Okay. One, they're going to use highly advanced and highly clean solar technology. 90% of the Earth's power now will come from clean solar power. No waste, no nothing. How do they get there? AI. It's going to lead us into unimaginable places. All right. Second, clean fusion. There'll be no more atomic power, no more atomic waste. 10% of our power will come from clean fusion. That will run the rest of the planet efficiently and cleanly. Okay. Now, mind you, we're starting to rebuild the earth, right? We're in the golden age now. World peace, world love, unconditional love for one another. Doesn't matter where you're from or who you are all equals. Kind of like highly advanced beings that I talked to you about, where Jesus came from. Okay. This is where it starts. We're 4 years away from this, from the start of our extermination as a species, if we do not act right now, if we do not love one another. All right, so now they're going to use those two power sources. Then what's going to happen is they're going to take that into other fields, that advanced AI, right? Now, what do you think is going to happen to the medical community, our sicknesses? They're going to look at Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, cancer. It will look like the common cold. Okay, disease. wiped out. Now, look what you are building. And this is coming. All right. And it's talked about in the Bible as the golden age of earth. But it's been warned. Jesus has showed this to me. He showed it to others that World War III is coming. And we're 4 years away from it now. So, and it's almost to the point of where it's too late for us. We've gone past the tipping point. The roller coaster is over the top of the edge, right? And too much of it is hanging over to drag the rest of it down. All right. Oh, Father is going to absolutely let us have it. Yep. We have free will. Nobody's going to step in to fix this except us. We have to fix this. Father will not step in. Will not. Jesus will not step in. The Holy Spirit will not step in. We started this. We have to fix it. And if we have to fix it by exterminating ourselves, then that's the price we pay. It will be the great reset of humanity is absolutely correct. But, that comes at a horrific price. I mean, some of you guys know what it's like to be hungry, haven't eaten in a day and a half, and you're starving, right? Now imagine just walking around knowing you're going to die in a few days because you have nothing to eat or drink. You have nothing to let your baby nurse from. You're going to just die, And now, mind you, it's all in our heads, it's all in our minds, but still, it's still going to happen. And Father will sit at home and he will watch it happen. He will watch it. He's watched it with other civilizations, right? They got to the point where they said, this is stupid. All right, no, there's no more killing. There's no more death. That's where he got Jesus from. And I've told you guys this. Jesus came from another dimension, but we all come from another dimension. But Jesus came from a highly advanced society, a highly advanced being, right? Living past what we already came through. And he came to him and he grabbed him and he wanted him to do this. And Jesus actually said to Father, I don't think this is a good time. Not right now. And when Father wants something, Father gets it. Jesus came. And Jesus led by example. He showed you unconditional love. He told you that this world isn't real. Don't fall in love with this materialistic world. It will bring you ruin. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 2,000 years later on the verge of extinction because we refuse to do one simple thing, to love one another unconditionally, to love yourself as your neighbor. Why? Because that neighbor is you. Everybody on this planet is you. That's what you don't understand. That's what I understood when I told you I was one with everything. Not just all of you, but all of the universe. Every being that is alive in this universe, highly advanced, spiritual beings, light beings, everything, I was one with. I was not separated from any of it. And that's when I say I was one with everything. It's such a clear and watered down version of what that really means. Each one of us are tied together with a silver thin gray cord. Every single one of us, everywhere you go, they may be tangled up and whatever, but we are all connected by this cord. And that one cord goes whoop right up to Pops, right up to the old man. Okay? Jesus said it best, and I will keep telling you this until you get it through your head. I and the Father are one. We are all of one mind. That mind being our Father. There is no difference. None. So when I said, again, I was one with everything, I joined with my Father in the oneness consciousness. The most beautiful experience of my life. And then I kept coming. After I came back, I was led to, shown to, given information. This is one of them. World War III is coming. Okay. Now you can continue to go drive your fancy little car, go get your little speed bikes, and then when all of a sudden all of this happens, and you go, "What am I going to do?" Well, it's too late. Sit there and wait. Just wait to die. And if you don't die, then you're going to be part of the crew that is going to start the golden age of Earth. But most of us, let's put it this way: all of us that are on this Earth now are going to go. Let me just put it plainly. We cannot survive. We've been indoctrinated by our society. We've been indoctrinated into our school systems. We've been indoctrinated by our falsehood and our organized religion. Okay, none of that can survive. So those beings that are left over are the ones that are going to be born when the war starts, or just before they get, 2, 3 years old, before they're indoctrinated and gone into school, right? Before they have any type of religious or any type of societal actions, they will be the ones, right? Because they'll be in their 30s or 40s when all of this shit's said and done. They're going to be the ones to bring it in. Or they are born after the war, during the war, when there's no indoctrination whatsoever. They will be the ones to inhabit the golden age of Earth. We cannot step in it. Oh, hi, Verena. I'm sorry, sweetie. I will pray for you and your family, okay? I will send my utmost love to you. That is right. All the babies being born now, well, not now. Well, they could be. So now if they're born in 2026, technically, yes, because they won't be in school yet or, involved in society, so to speak, or have that crap shoved down their throat like we were. When you ever see the new kid going into kindergarten and they're screaming and they're crying because they're scared, they're terrified, then they're beaten into submission to shut their mouth, sit in that classroom and obey. If not, they get bullied and beaten, right? Yeah, they won't have to endure that, right? I mean, they'll endure suffering of a different kind. That's because we left this bullshit on them, because we refuse to change. As you're welcome, sweetie. I love you so much. Hi, Jason. How are you? I've been talking to somebody. It's been a rough week. I don't want to lie to you guys. I won't lie to you guys. It's been hard. I was in a dark place yesterday, and I wanted just to walk out in the field to end it all. Um, it's become beyond hard. I know it's a test. I know it's a reset. I know it's something that I have to do, but I was ready just to go out there and say enough. And a friend of mine stopped me. So, but I know it's a test. And I bought, and what brought it on is I bought some solar panels, right, to charge my iPhone so I don't have to run my Jeep and use a quarter tank of gas each time. And it accidentally slid down. And when I closed the door, it hit the junction box and broke. And it was terrific. I laid the solar panels on my roof. It charged my phone, charged my iPad real quick. It charged my battery pack real quick. And now I had to spend another $60 to have them shipped in here. And I just reached my boiling point. So I've had it. I'm done. I'm done. And that didn't happen. Here I am. So you're welcome, honey. I will definitely send my love and my healing towards you and your mom. So those of us who have a baby now, how will they ensure we can homeschool? Well, if you remember, if the war starts, there is no school taking place. You have to remember, it's going to be kind of like, it's going to be a world war. Okay, there's going to be tanks, bombs, everything going off, schools being destroyed, hospitals being destroyed. There is no more school. Okay, there is no more. The old system is, Maria, the old system is gone. Fossil fuels are over with. So all of you that are, electric cars, you know what runs your electric cars? Look at the two generators cranking out smoke, diesel smoke, that are powering your electric plug-ins. Your stupid electric cars are more toxic to the environment than gasoline. That lithium, the ion lithium, is horrendous to the environment, the waste. And the two generators that are powering the 15 plug-in stations are still using diesel gas. So, more ignorance on the part of this world, because they think that all of a sudden we have the infrastructure to run trillions and trillions of lines of electricity, and more cities are going into blackout mode because we don't have the capacity to run the electricity that we have now. So everything is coming to an end. So Maria, you don't have to, if you have a baby now, I wouldn't even bother worrying about educating it. And you're right into saying that no child should go to school until after the age of 12. No way, because they're, from the time they're born, until at least 7 to 10 years old, they are in their full godlike mode, creating mode. And every time you see a child just sitting there quietly and they're doing one of these things, and they're actively playing with something, but they're dead quiet. They are manifesting. They're creating their reality. Remember when I told you your thoughts create your reality? Those babies at 5, 6 years old, when they're sitting there playing and they're quiet and they're in their minds, right? Their minds, not their heads. They're in their minds, and their thoughts are creating their reality. So they are building their future. Okay. They should not be sent to school, period, in any way, shape, or form. We have the technology in this day and age that no child should ever have to leave home. Well, Jason, parents need to work. Then you know what? Sell your fucking home, right? Go buy a trailer somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains where only one parent would have to work and pay all the bills. Mom can stay at home. Oops, sorry, guys. Mom can stay at home, homeschool the kids, and all bills and everything would be taken care of by dad. All right. But you're too worried about your glam home, your big SUV, and all of the other stuff with your 5,000 pair of underwear, 10 fucking million tops, 50 million pairs of jeans. You're going to have to learn how to simplify. Okay. But no child should go, there you go. Doing well. I'm doing what I can, brother. I'm doing what I can. And so thanks to some of the people here who have been sending me food on a regular basis, sending me gas money on a regular basis, I wouldn't be surviving. There's no way. I have applied to 40 to 50 jobs, and every single one of them has been turned down, even in the field that I've worked in for over 15 years. Everything is a flat out no. So remember when I told you, when everything in your life is collapsing, your marriage, your job, everything is collapsing around you, no matter what you do, it continues to get worse. There's a reason for that. You've just upgraded yourself. Higher vibration, higher dimensional timelines is what I'm saying. You shifted timelines. So no matter how hard you try to go backwards, it's never going to happen. It's going to be continue failure. So no matter how hard I try to go find a job, go do anything, it's a flat out no. Okay. I have to worry about this vehicle getting repossessed because no money's coming in, right? They're going to take it. So the stress level on me right now is beyond anything I can take. And that's when I said I had a dark moment yesterday and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. See those weeds over there? That's going to be where it ends. And somebody got me out of my funk, and we're good. But I'm here. You guys know I don't hide anything from you. So I was in a dark place, but I've had some positive signs, some communication from the non-physical. Was the end of last week or middle of last week. I was in full meditation mode, and then I heard 1 more week, right? And it was clear as day. 1 more week. And I'm like, okay. And then some manifestations were being shown. Like, I know it's gonna sound weird, but I was watching some Facebook stuff, and something popped up and said, your manifestations are coming true. Now, why would they say that? And they said, they're coming true when you see a yellow car and an orange car. And I was like, whatever. Right? This woman said it, and she's British. And I'm like, an orange car? Who the fuck drives an orange car? Sorry about my language. I'm very sorry. I'm stressed out. And a yellow car. How many yellow cars do you see? 0. How many orange cars do you see? 0. So last Thursday, or this last Thursday, right? I'm walking out of the truck stop because I had to go to the bathroom. And I look over to my left, my right, and there is a yellow Mustang getting gas. And I just stopped dead in my tracks. People walking around me. And I'm like, no. Sat there for 2-3 minutes. And then as I started walking, I look up. In pulls a brand new orange Bronco. Orange Bronco. Now I stopped dead in my tracks. Flat out dead stop. Not only did I see what she said I was going to see, right? But now, what are your chances of seeing those 2 colors in the same day, seconds apart? 0. Got divine confirmation from the non-physical that your manifestations, they're here. They're being worked on, and they're coming quickly, right? Next thing, a day later, 2 days later, I'm watching, just trying to kill time. There she is again. Confirmation your manifestations are coming through is you're going to see a school bus. And I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, lady, and I swiped away again. Like, I'm at a truck stop. Okay. Who's going to bring a school bus in here? School buses have their own place to fill up. Yesterday morning, I got done meditating. It was about 5:30 at 5:28 in the morning exactly. There was a loud diesel behind me, and I'm like, really? Stress level high. So I get up and I look out my back window. Do you know what's sitting behind my back window? A school bus. How could she possibly know that I'm going to see it? Unless they know I'm going to find her and she's going to find me and say that. Divine intervention, ladies and gentlemen. Divine intervention saying that you are that effing close to having everything come through. Next thing she said is someone out of the blue is going to approach you. They have been watching you, and they have been watching you for a while, and they are going to approach you with what you've been waiting for. She said, it's going to come out of the blue. It's coming. And I feel like there's ants in my skin, where you just want to do this. You've got the heebie-jeebies, right? Like, that's how close it is. But when I sit here all day in 100-degree weather, my Jeep says it's 102 degrees in here. I've got no place to go. My funds now are on a critical level. I just had to buy solar panels again, so that brought it beyond critical, right? My stress level's high. So in the moment, I'm waiting for all of this, and I'm like, what can I talk to these guys about? And then it dawned on me that what is taking place. It said, in 3 months, 2026 is here. We've got 4 years before the extinction of our species begins. And I didn't want to talk about darkness. I'm not here to freak any of you out. But as you know, and many of you have commented, Jason, thank you so much for being real. Thank you for not hiding anything from us. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being real. Tessa, I'm going to get to you. Hi, Jason. How are you? I've been all right. I have a question about us getting experience here. I am a chief cook or a farmer on earth. How is this experience with me help me when I am with my father? It's just simply what you chose to experience on. Remember, your contract with father is what you are experiencing right now, here and now. From the moment your eyes awake, you see what you see, you feel what you feel. Okay, that is exactly what you approached your father with that you wanted to experience. Okay, that's your contract, not just for this lifetime, but in general for your entire soul contract. But for now, in this moment, it's exactly what you asked your father for. He just said yes to it. Okay, so as being a God, right, you and your father created your reality. So when I tell you your thoughts create your reality, it's beyond true. So the experience that you are wanting to experience is only something you can ask yourself. What is your big goal in what you are doing as a cook or a farmer on earth? Well, it's a humanitarian thing, aren't you? You're helping feeding the masses, right? You're taking care and loving somebody enough to give them a meal, a good meal. I think that's beautiful. It's no different than a nurse, right? Why would you want to become a nurse and see all this death, stabbings, and shootings, right? But you're helping people save lives. You're helping a family bring a loved one back. It's beautiful. All right. Okay, I agree. Okay, but I trust the divine, so whatever happens, happens. Correct. No problem. Me too. I'm okay with God's plan, right? All right. Okay. So I was like, you know what? This needs to be talked about. We're going to talk about it because you guys need to understand what is coming towards you guys, and it's coming in fast. Look how fast 2025 went, right? It's over. What do you think 2026 is going to be? It's going to be over, right? Then we got 3 years. And now this is just a rough timeline. It could start in 2 years. It could go a couple years after. My feeling is it's going to start sooner than later. That's what my intuition is telling me right now. That is going to come either on time or early. So maybe we've got a couple years. All right. So everything you fought for, all your little 401ks, all your pretty little houses and your pretty little shoes, those are all gone. All gone. It has brought us ruin. No truer words were spoken. You're believing in an illusion that it's real, right? Everything that you see, feel, and touch is nothing more than an illusion that your mind has created, right? Including this body. The ego made the body. Mom and dad, they were just the two that got the process started. Once that process started, the ego took over, your mind took over the creation of your body. It already knew whether it was going to be a male or female, and that is where you came. Technology could, well, he's got the extra chromosome. No, I'm going to be a female, and that is exactly what took place. I'm going to be a male. I took over the creation of my body. I look the way my ego wants me to look, pure and simple. All right. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. I know it's dark. I know it's not what people truly wanted to hear, but we need to start acting different, majorly differently right now. And again, it's, to me, it's almost past the tipping point. That roller coaster is just on the precipice of that hill and it's looking straight down. And what we're going to go straight down into is what you would call hell, a living hell. All right. The last war that was truly fought on American soil was the War of 1812, well, the Civil War. But I mean, and look what that did to the country and the continent. It divided a nation, it ripped it apart, but it didn't destroy it because it was only in one small area. But the whole United States will be engulfed in war. All of Europe will be engulfed in war. Central and South America engulfed in war. Australia engulfed in war. Russia, Japan, Korea engulfed in war. Nobody's going to be saved from this. And who is? It's the little ones. That's really what's going to bring it in. They may be teenagers, they may be in their late 20s, maybe early 30s, but they are going to be the ones that are left behind and will usher in the golden age of Earth, a world of peace, egalitarianism, and that will not be stand for anything else. So that means if there's some of us left over, right, that had actually survived in that 30 or 40 years, right, they will be excluded from those communities, which means they will be told to go off and die. So that means anybody that comes out of a bunker, okay, now we can start where we picked up. No, nope. If they're not outright killed, they will be shoved back into where they came from and they will die there too. But the old will die and we cannot be here on it. So that means I will be removed from this earth. And if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. I died once already. It was the most beautiful experience of my life. I have no problems doing it again. But I will not kill myself because that means I'll have to come restart it all over again on a lower version of Earth, because right now the Earth is shifted into the 5D consciousness. So all of those that did not transcend or did not ascend during that time, you will not be allowed to come into the golden age of Earth. Father will pick a new planet, okay, a new low vibrational 3D world in which you will reincarnate into, and you will have no recollection of Earth in any way, shape, or form. You'll have no idea that you were once on Earth. Now, me and others, when we reincarnate again, we will incarnate into the golden age of Earth, right? I mean, beautiful. But I'm trying to stop this genocide. We don't have to do this. We just need to love one another. There's no difference between somebody in Iraq and me. There's nobody different in Russia that's different from me. There's nobody in Australia that's different from me, or me from any of them. In China, I'm the same thing. We're exactly the same. And we somehow get stuck on looking at an Asian, well, you're different than me. Right? That's the part of the game that you have to overcome and realize. And yes, I've had a massive advantage over you guys. I died. I saw the truth. Right? Now, when somebody says, thank you from much love from Russia, you're not Russian. Okay? Only in your mind do you think you're Russian. How many of you still believe in Santa Claus? Mommy and Daddy told you Santa Claus was real, right? Easter Bunny, right? Tooth Fairy. How funny is that you've been lied to, right? The church told you that some guy, you know, that was just the only son of God, is only worthy of being saved. The rest of us are just a pile of crap. I mean, does that truly make any sense to any of you? That when he was born, God sent down a book, a written book. God needs to write a book, right? Sends the book down with the angel. Follow this. Come on. That's why when I told you, when I came back from my near-death experience, I was pissed off. I was Christian. I believed in that shit. Hook, line, and sinker. Remember the 2 years of Catholic school, being an altar boy, reading that book cover to cover, enacting plays, The Bleeding Woman. Remember, I was Jesus. Your faith has made you well, right? I'll never forget saying that in the classroom. I knew exactly where I was. I believed that. And it was all a lie. In that trillionth of a second, it was all a lie. Everything that I'm seeing here is a lie. The only thing that is here and now that is real is love, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's the only thing that is truly here that is real. We're not even here. All of us are still at home with Father, sound asleep. We just put ourselves into a deep, deep sleep, right? When you wake up from having a nightmare and you scream and you wake up and you're full of sweat, oh, it was just a nightmare or just a dream, right? Okay, you believe that the dream wasn't real, right? Because there you are. You haven't woken up from the dream yet. Okay, you call that death, and every single one of you are utterly terrified of awakening, beyond terrified. Why? Because you will stand in front of your Father. That is an absolute promise, and that terrifies the living shit out of all of you. You are terrified of judgment, condemnation, looked down upon, punishment from your Father. And you are terrified because I was terrified. Why? I begged him not to die. I'm sorry for the way I was. You will beg your Father before you go. If you're in some sort of accident or you're laying there dying of terminal cancer and you know it's time, you are going to call out to your Father and you're going to apologize because you're terrified, right? You're all terrified of awakening from the dream, from the illusion that you're having, because none of what you see, eat, and feel, whether you're having sex, you're not having sex, it's a dream. You're not eating, it's a dream. You're not taking a walk, it's a dream. You're not going swimming in the ocean, it's a dream. You've never done any of those things. You never have. You never will. You misunderstand how powerful you are. You're a God. You create. You created this reality with your Father, and He allowed it to happen. That's all that is taking place, is you're having a nightmare. And I've had a nightmare for over 50 years, or about 50 years. That's when I died, right? Until I found out the truth, until I started digging in the information and asking for more knowledge, and it's come, right? And that's why I'm sitting here in California, living in my Jeep, because I was told to move out here by an angel. By an angel. I called it Archangel Michael, and here I sit. Manifestations on the verge of coming true, right? And they're talking about things that I've only said in my mind, that you're going to be doing this. How could they possibly know that? Right? Now my frustration level is built up to the beyond of the point of where I'm about ready to snap. Okay. But a mass amount of people are going to wake up pretty soon when this war starts. Okay. And you're going to stand in front of your Father. You will stand in front of your Father, and He will show you your life, every thought, every action, everything you have ever done. You will see it from the time you came out of mom as an infant to the exact moment you transitioned home. It will be shown to you in high definition. And He's going to stop probably multiple times, and He's going to show you a scene that took place in your life, and you're going to remember it. And He's going to say, was it worth it? What you said to your best friend. And you're going to feel empowered by your words and by your actions. And then He's going to show you the opposite of what she felt in that moment. And you're going to feel that sting. You're going to feel that burn. You're going to feel how it decimated her entire life, and how she dragged that for 40 years. She told other people, and it hurt other people. He's going to show you your life. And that is what each and every one of you are terrified of. And it's going to come in a massive, massive way. I mean, think about the atomic bombs when they dropped them on Hiroshima. 80,000 people were incinerated in a trillionth of a second. That temperature of that explosion reached the internal temperature of the sun, vaporizing 80,000 men, women, children, and babies instantly stood before Father. It's fear, ladies and gentlemen. You fear your Father, and you have nothing to fear. Okay? Your Father loves you more than you can ever possibly understand. And I'll get emotional on you. You have nothing to fear. There is no judgment. There is none. Part of me being a teacher is to express his love for you, his undying love for you, and how excited he is to have you awaken from the dream so you can be back home with him. All right? Now, the experiences that you're having are just that. They're experiences. They're not meant to do anything other than when you stub your toe. You want to do it again? No. When you cut yourself with a knife, do you want to do it again? No. All these things, all these lessons that we learn, right? Now, the biggest lesson that we still haven't gotten through is we are to love one another. Why can't we just love one another? Why does somebody's skin color have to be an issue? Do you see little kids worrying about skin color when they're 2, 3 years old, running around and playing? No, it's taught to them. Who teaches it to them? You do, if you have kids. Oh, they're black. You don't talk to them. They're worthless. They should be out in the fields picking cotton, right? Or some Asian. Oh, some nip. Well, they should have all died in World War II, right? It's taught. We've been taught horrifically wrong, and that is part of why I am here. I will be honest and open with you. I always have, and I always will be. But we need to do this now. We need to change now. And it starts with a simple smile. Hi, how are you? Whether they smile back or not, it doesn't matter. Open the door for them. If they trip and fell, pick them up. There's a homeless kid around here. I have no food. I have no money. I gave him $5 yesterday and 2 cans of food that I barely have enough to eat. Why? Because that is me sitting in the ditch. I love him. I would do it for each and every one of you. So, but until you can do that, and we still can't seem to do that, right? Then World War III is going to come. So be prepared. Don't be shocked when all of a sudden you watch the news and they say, here it is. Because it's the end of your life as you know it in this timeline. It's just now a matter of how quickly will it come for you. Will a bomb get you? Will, you die in a fire? Will you get shot with machine gun bullets? Or are you going to die of starvation and thirst? It's going to be one of those 3 things. But you chose it because you're here during this time. You're here during the greatest shift. When I've told you before, millions and trillions of souls want to come down into this massive awakening of Earth, this massive transition of the change in Earth, right? The 5D push. It is such a divine and important part of our evolution as a species. And Father is saying no. So the fact that you are here tells me that you are of great importance, that you have been here before, that you will get done what you need to get done. Okay? So all of you that follow me, all of you that have been listening to me tonight are here for a reason, because you have the utmost knowledge and experience in this difficult world called Earth. All right? It is the hardest place to incarnate into because of how brutal it is, the savagery of it, the forgetfulness of it. You forget who you are, right? And only in order to find out who you are. That's the whole thing. You forget who you are in order to rediscover who you are. When I told you, you come here to figure out who you are. I know who I am. I'm one with the Father. I am God. There's no doubt about it. None. Okay? Now, you look at me, Jason, you're not God. They said that about Jesus 2,000 years ago. I and the Father are one. I'm of one mind. I joined in my death his mind. I became one with the light. I became one with everything. There is no telling me no. and I will not back down from it. I don't care if you put me up against this firing squad. I'm going to tell you exactly who I am, God. And so are you. Each and every one of you are God. You've just forgotten who you are. So that's when I tell you it's imperative that you understand who you are. You need to figure this shit out, you know, through meditation, through yoga. Go for a walk in the woods with your bare feet. Sit and hug a tree, kiss a tree, ground yourself, quiet your mind. And in those moments of fleeting thoughts, when there's nothing there in quietness, that's home. And you'll feel it. I meditate as hard as it is in this Jeep and sitting in this front seat. I do it. And when those moments of absolute clarity come through, I am connected to my Father and I feel it. The top of my, or what you call the crown chakra, three things have been happening massively, guys. My crown, or the top of my head, has begun to itch like crazy, like massively. Right here has begun to itch. So I'll itch this, and right here I'll be meditating, and it'll just be like this. Right, my throat chakra, my third eye, and my crown chakra are all awakening, lining up. Okay, and I woke up 2 weeks ago with a sore throat. Where did this come from? I don't know. Right, all this phlegm is now coming out. Snot, clear snot, not sick, just clear stuff. What's happening? My throat chakra is opening up. It's cleaning the garbage out. Why? Because I need to be speaking soon. All right. Thus the manifestations coming in. So those things have been happening. And my crown chakra never. My sacral chakra down by my belly button always itches. That sucker is aligned. Right. And sometimes I've been feeling it here. But these three things right here, from the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, have all tingles, like your foot's asleep. And it's just, I'm itching it constantly. It means they're aligning, they're awakening, they're getting into position. That's what you guys need to do. But until you start doing it on a regular basis, commitment is what the non-physical wants to see. You're not going to figure out who you are. You're just going to think, well, I'm a girl, I have my period, I'm horny, I need to go get some food for the kids. Then that's going to be your reality. And if that's the case, then that's fine. You're right where you need to be, and that's okay. Right? In your next incarnation, you'll go set to another 3D world, and you'll firmly believe that this is all there is. And while all of us that did transition into the 5D will incarnate into the golden age, you guys will not. You will incarnate into death, destruction, mayhem, chaos, evil, the same shit that you're dealing with now. So don't think when you die, oh, the golden age. No, 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 no. You need to awaken, not awaken, well, that too, but you need to ascend. And that's a brutal process. Your body goes from carbon-based into silicon-based or crystalline, right? Because you are being reformed on a cellular level, and it's brutally painful. All right? You go from carbon-based cells to silica. And what happens when silica gets hot or warm, right? It forms glass. And what does glass do? Absorb energy, light, higher vibrational light. And it starts with your spine, and it is brutally painful. And right now my spine has been very sore, along with my hips and my knees. So that means, and I've been having brutal headaches again, which means that light is coming in, higher vibrational light. All right, you have to do the work, and these are the transformations that will begin in your body. So I'm no longer in a carbon-based body. I am in a crystalline body, and after that, there's one more body to incarnate into, and that is the light body. All right, all of these things will happen in my next incarnation, and I have maybe one or two left, and that is a gut feeling. That is my intuition that my time is done. I will not, as a chosen one, I agreed to this. Father wanted me to go through this. Why? So I can sit here and be teaching you, so I can be on that stage pretty soon to be teaching in front of the world, right? That this information, right? This is the information that my brother 2,000 years ago was teaching. That was revolutionary 2 millennia ago, okay? Not only did he do it with, being in an occupied country, right? The Roman Empire, religion had the power to kill you back then. So he was treading on very thin ice, and he didn't give a shit. He muddied up the water. He told everybody, he flew them the double bird. You can all fuck off, right? I'm going to do what I need to do. And he did it, right? Knowing full well 2 years before his own crucifixion, that's how he was going to die. And yes, he had free will. He could have bailed off into the Judean desert and never been found again, but he chose to go through with what he needed to go through with, and he did it. And he changed the world. But did it stop us from, did it get us off the 10-yard line? Did it move us? Nah, we're still killing, raping, murdering, blowing people up, finding new ways to vaporize people. Well, now it's culminated to World War III. Now we're going to see it happen. We're going to see the end of humanity, basically, right? And we have no one to blame but ourselves. God will not come down here and say, all right, let me fix this. Mm-mm. Nope, we have to do it. We have the power right now with everybody on earth. If we came together with, say, 5 million people, 5 billion, excuse me, 5 billion people, and we wanted to clean every single ocean. If we come together, those 5 billion people as one consciousness, all the oceans would be as clean as the day the planet existed. Same thing goes with the river or lakes. They would be crystal clean. You could walk to your nearest creek. You could walk to the Chicago River. You could stick a cup in it and drink it. And it would be healthier than what you're bringing the shit out of the ground with. Same thing goes with the rainforest. We could repopulate the rainforest right now in an instant. It would look as pristine as the dinosaurs. We have the power, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this. You don't believe in yourself. That's the problem. It's always been the problem. That's why it is imperative that you understand who you are. If we come together right now, all of us, kumbaya, I know it sounds stupid, but if we all come together and said no more, and we all came together and fixed this planet, it would be as pristine shape as before the dinosaurs got here. All the earth would be replanted, the groundwater would be perfect, rivers, lakes, streams, oceans would be void of anything. Plastic, garbage, waste, nothing. But you don't believe in yourselves. And that's the problem. It's always been the problem. That's why Jesus was sent, to show you who you are. He led by example, right? Look what you're capable of. The whole point of the crucifixion wasn't about the death, right? The whole atonement came when he showed up 3 days later with what? A new body, looking just like the one he left with. Guess what? We created this body. We can make another one. You don't believe in yourself. Somewhere so deep in your subconscious, you thoroughly believe you're a human being. It's been that deeply ingrained. I know what I am. This piece of shit means nothing. It is so inconsequential and little. It's like the size of a pinhead out in the middle of the entire universe. That's how little this thing is, the body. It is completely worthless. It is simply a vehicle. Like you get in your vehicle to go to the grocery store. That's all it's for. Okay? It does what you need it to do, and then when we leave it, bye, right? What we focus on matters. Absolutely it does. If we give energy and focus on the fear of being driven, we will manifest that. That is absolutely correct. Don't. That's why I'm telling you. That's excellent next level soul. Love one another. Love them. When you, even if you don't say it out loud, when you're walking into the grocery store, I'll get emotional. I do it all the time. I love each and every one of you. Do you understand how much I love you all? And I forgive you, for you know not what you do. You're lost in your dream. You're lost in your illusion. You are sinless. You are guiltless, and you are perfect. And I love each and every one of you. Until you can start doing that, we're doomed. And as he said, next level, do not give your energy to war, fear, and hate. As you know it in Star Wars, it leads to the dark side. Has anything ever good come out of fear and hate and anger? No. Wives get beat, children get beat, husbands get murdered. What good comes out of that? But what good comes out of love? Love making, hugging, kissing, crying. Beautiful things come out of love. And that's exactly what we're created out of. The most Amazing, beautiful love that you can't even begin to imagine. And when we begin to focus on that love, we begin to heal the world. And World War III will stop. So when I tell you, each and every one of you, love your neighbor as yourself, love them as your children, help them. If they're yelling at you, just look at them and say, I forgive you. And back away. There's no need to spout. There's no need to send derogatory comments because that only lowers their vibration and yours. And what good does that do? The world is in enough darkness as it is. We need to bring the light. We are the light of the world, ladies and gentlemen. We are heaven incarnate on this physical plane. We are our Father in physical form, disguised as other people, other countries, this, that, and the other thing. We are all one. Fellow NDE here, and yes, the love is all there is about. I'm also the she. Okay, hon, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you, hon. Father, they know not what they do. That is correct. And what Jesus meant by that, when he said, now mind you, Jesus wasn't in his body. He felt no pain during the crucifixion. When it all started, he left, gone, watched it from home. Okay. So when he was up on the cross and he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Does anybody know what that means? It simply means Jesus was asking Father to forgive their minds because they were split. Duality, consciousness. When you took on consciousness, you took on duality. Two minds, the right mind and the wrong mind of the ego, right? And if you look at the world, we're all living in the wrong mind, the dark glass of the ego. Anger, hate, rage, death. Very little of the love that is in this world now. Okay? So he was asking God to forgive their minds because they're clearly insane. And each and every one of you, not her with the NDE, she understands what it's about. But he was asking to forgive their minds because they literally don't know what they're doing. They're terrified. Remember when I said, you guys, that little gap when I did that, right in the video, the boat going down the in the water and the waves that split apart. All of your fear is in there. You mixed up cause and effect. You put the effect before the cause now, virtually terrifying the living shit out of you. And remember when I told you when you incarnated, you created fear, guilt, and ego. That's where all of that comes from. You switched up cause and effect. Okay. Now the effect comes before the cause, right? So the effect of I'm being shot, killed, raped, or murdered, you don't know what the cause of it is, right? If you did, you could make rationale out of it, but we can't. We're all acting unrationally right now. And that's why Jesus said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They're terrified, they're scared, their mind is split, duality, their consciousness is split, and they're terrified. And through that, in his entire life, he showed nothing but unconditional love to matter who he talked to. Men, women, children, prostitutes, didn't matter. He loved you. He wanted to get to know you. And he did exactly that. Love, ladies and gentlemen, is how we fix this problem. And we need to do it now because it's pretty much past the tipping point, but we still have time to save this before World War III starts. Again, 3 more months and it's 2026. 4 years before 2030, before the shit kicks off. And it may start sooner because you're seeing world events go that way pretty rapidly. So unfortunately, that's what this video or this live stream was about. I'm sorry it was so dark, but again, it needs to be talked about. And I will not shy away from it. Just like my brother 2,000 years ago, I will not shy away from it. This is not new age. This is old shit. Okay. It was new age back then. What he was talking about was completely revolutionary. What? You don't kill anybody, you love them? It was unheard of. And clearly 2,000 years later, it's still unheard of. So I will leave you with this tonight because it's over an hour. I love each and every one of you unconditionally. All right. I love you unconditionally. You are sinless. You are guiltless. You are all beautiful. You are all perfect in every way, shape, and form. And I don't ever want you to think anything less of you. You are a God of immense love, immense power, all knowing, all present, all powerful. You have just forgotten who you are. You need to wake up. All right. Wake up and realize that our end is very close to happening. All right. I hope you have a blessed weekend, guys. I love you so very much. Next Level Soul, it was good to see you, hon. Thank you for showing up. I love you so very much. All of you guys, I hope you have a blessed weekend. I love you. Thank you, hon. You're more than welcome. I love you guys.